remember we covered a couple of episodes ago, quite a few now. There was a horrendous gym incident where an entire girls' volleyball team was killed.
Yeah, 11 people.
Yeah. And the roof collapsed because they'd piled a bunch of construction material on top of this gym roof.
Yes.
It's happened again. This time it's not a school, thankfully. This time only 3 people died, which is a tragedy.
Yes.
But no children this time.
Apparently.
Although, you know,
kids
the
inside.
videos that I saw, there were people running around saying their kids were inside. So who knows what the real news is? It's tough to tell.
Yes.
But it's in the same province, okay?
Yep.
So
Black Dragon River, Heilong Jiang.
Heilong Jiang. It's a bit crazy that you've had 2 gymnasiums collapse. This time they're saying it's probably just due to snow.
Yeah, there's a blizzard going on.
But, you know, this also ties back into the bad construction that we were talking about earlier, the poor construction methods and materials that are used.
Yes.
It's a safety hazard.
Yes.
It's horrible because you would have thought after that gym collapse that happened a couple of months ago that they would have really gone around and checked all the gyms to make sure they were up to spec.
You would.
You would think that.
You would.
And they probably did put out a mandate to do this, but like everything else in China, it's big in the news for a day or 2 or a week, and then people forget about it, and people that are supposed to inspect get like bribed and corrupted out of there and stuff, and it just carries on until the next thing happens. Yeah,
Keeps going.
It's awful. So
Yeah, this is the one on the border with Russia, actually.
Yeah.
Jiamusa City.
Anyway,
yeah,
they're experiencing a blizzard up there.
Yes.
Looks really cool.
Yeah, it does look like a movie, doesn't it?
Looks pretty sweet.
Anyway, that is yet another building tragedy, and at least this one was semi-captured in the media enough to where people could talk about it, because this happens all the time.
Absolutely does. What's China trying to tell the UK?
Do we have any red lines up in here?
I don't know if I have that anymore. I can give you a water cooler.
Yeah, I wish we had a red line.
I'm sure it might be here somewhere, but I think I took
we
it out
got
because it
rid
was
of it.
annoying.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. I'll give you this.
Interesting.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sure it's here somewhere. We'll find it later.
So China tells Britain to stop efforts to enhance ties with Taiwan. A lot of countries right now are trying to up their diplomacy with Taiwan.
Taiwan's a fantastic country.
And I'll actually cover as to why later. But the whole situation here is that China's final straw is that nobody can get cozy with Taiwan because it's their rogue province, basically.
Yeah.
China claims this, right? And I just find this hilarious how often they have to remind the world of how petty they are about it. You can't even talk to Taiwan.
Yeah.
You can't be friendly to them. They are bad. Don't do that. It's bad, right? And they can't stop losing face on the world stage by dictating what other countries should do as sovereign countries.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things that China can look nice, and we'll probably see China loosen up a little bit in the next couple of years. Not of freedom of speech, about like diplomatically.
Hopefully.
Just to try to recover some of their economy, my prediction. But at the same time, there's certain things they can't buckle on, and this is one of them. They will never, ever, ever concede the Taiwan thing. They'll never let it go, and that'll always make them look like a neo-imperialist.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's not one of those things.
Incredibly petty.
Yeah.
It's like don't talk to my ex-girlfriend type thing.
Yes, that's
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
If you want to be my friend.
Yes.
Some nonsense.
Anyway, there's a new trade agreement between Taiwan and Britain. Good to see. It's the kind of stuff we didn't see until very recently.
Yeah, it's
We're
great.
seeing more and more of it now.
That's good to know.
I say props to Lithuania and Estonia for kicking this all off.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so this is HK Vision, which is it's
It's a Chinese. I like how it's HK, so it looks like it's from Hong Kong or something.
It's
but
HIK.
Yeah, but it looks like, you know, if you say.
It does. It looks like Hong Kong. So
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's not Chinese. That's from Hong Kong.
It's Chinese, yeah.
Basically, they have this security camera, right?
It's probably the biggest security. You know what, they have this stuff installed around the world because it's like your cheap go-to good security closed circuit television camera. You know, and I think they even found them in the British Parliament and stuff.
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty much everywhere around the world where IT departments have been told, or security department, go buy cameras, they buy these.
That's right.
Which is a stupid thing to do because it's a Chinese company with links to the Chinese Communist Party, like all Chinese companies have. And that's why they've been removed from a lot of places around the world.
That's right.
People woke up and they're like, we got to remove these cameras, you know?
Yeah.
They have spying potential.
Vision.
Yeah, Hick Vision. Yeah.
You guys.
Anyway, this is
I just trying to make a joke there. I don't even go there.
Let's see what they're
Okay, so
showing
let me
here.
get back into it.
Okay.
So there's an API, which is basically that's how stuff runs, right? And the API in this camera system, right, is able to detect what a Uyghur looks like.
Well, an ethnic person. They're an ethnic minority. Because normally,
that's what the code word is for Uyghur.
Yeah,
That's
true.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Like, it's got an and/or type, if-then type situation here, where it's like, is ethnic? Yes, no. You know.
So Hikvision cameras were being used in the genocide camps or the re-education camps, where they basically round everyone up as well, and they were testing this. And this is what was speculated by some people that are doing research about it. They were using these camps to test API. And to get it to learn, like machine learning stuff, to get it to be able to recognize what an ethnic person looks like. And therefore, they can actually stereotype and label people for perceived crimes, political crimes.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it'll be able to tell you like male, female, or the height or something, ethnic or not. In other words, like, it's kind of crappy, you know.
It's no good.
Oh, yes. The world's newest island emerges near Japan after underwater volcanic eruption.
Well, let's see. This is interesting, right? A new island springs up, and I'm very upset with this Western media coverage of this. This is very unfair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Sure.
This world's newest island emerging near Japan? What do you mean? Why didn't you just come out and say that it was already China's?
Yeah, of course.
You little jerks.
Yeah. This must be an ancient map.
Well, actually, I did some digging.
Okay.
And I actually found this ancient script here. This ancient scroll.
Oh, yeah. What does it say?
Actually, what this says, you guys probably can't read it, but what this actually says is that this was premeditated. It says when, in 2023, this new island is formed, it is already our Middle Kingdom, China's.
Okay, it belongs to China.
Yeah, so
I see.
They had predicted this.
Yeah, and since they've got this ancient text about it, I guess it's true.
This Western media propaganda always takes Japan's side, probably because they're allied.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but the truth hurts, guys.
Yeah.
Truth hurts.
So this new island, it just definitely, since ancient times, belongs to China, right? Yeah. Usual thing.
We'll see if they end up claiming it. It'd be pretty funny.
It would be if they actually do.
It's useless.
I know.
But
hey, I think it's cool.
Chinese territory.
Yeah, exactly. Fresh Chinese territory. We're going to be looking at these weird and wonderful things you can buy on the Chinese internet.
多功能看真香，放松身心，蒸出
Dreamcore weirdcore eyes with wings. Summer creative funny ladies licking red popsicle. 3D gravity nightlight. Gravity jumping cone. Butt whistle noise sound. Funny joke gadget prank.
Stinks, bomb smelly stinky gas. Crap.
It's very poor taste. It's the sinking Titanic water slide.
This.
What is that?
How about instead of testosterone, you take testosterone?
What? I mean, if you're like a clown and you have a house,
you never turn off your work mode.
Yeah, you just invite people over to your house. You're like, you know.
When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs.